Hello everyone, welcome to this Options Talk 46 between Raghunath and me. Today Raghunath is back and we hope you enjoy these Options Talks every weekend, and to show that you enjoy, we would request you to like the video and maybe spread it in your circle. You can always forward it on WhatsApp groups or even retweet our tweets and comment on the videos also. So that's how more people will come to know this, because there is no point in having a very narrow audience. It needs to reach more people who are in the market. So that is the idea. This was started, and we of course are doing our own thing. So it's up to you to spread the word also. So coming to the market, let's get back to charts straight away. And even now, Nifty is sort of still in the range. Only thing is, in spite of all the bad news which has been coming over the last 10 days about COVID, one thing, the number of cases are still increasing and all those things. Market has been very resilient. People are still wondering why, but of course, market is has its own mind, so to speak. So you can't, you can't go short blindly because the number of cases are increasing. You have to follow the price, and the fact is that it did go down, but after that it has risen over the last few days, and now it has come to a very critical stage. This is the Nifty future chart of on 60-minute, 1 hourly chart. So it basically there is a gap over here. So this gap below 14,785 on futures, that might bring a bit of weakness. That is on Nifty futures. On the daily candle of Nifty is, people would call it a doji, but yes, it is a doji, no doubt. Again, like any doji study, this doesn't mean anything. It's only the follow-up which means. So any close above yesterday's high, which is 14,863, or yesterday's low, which is 14,765, will be crucial. So this has to be watched out. Yesterday's high and low, 14,863 and 14,765. On the point and figure chart of Nifty, this is continuing the sideways trend which we have talked about. In fact, last week Prashant also talked about the same thing. I have been talking about it for so many. In fact, this is going on since mid-February. So it's almost 3 months now. It is like that, and we are very close to a breakout on a double top buy on a close above 14,901, which of course on the candlestick doji it is 14,863. So on the point and figure chart it will be closing above 14,901, but there is this trend line from the all-time high which is near 14,970, 950, 960. So basically we need a breakout and a close above 14,950, 970 to be safe, and then we can say safely that the uptrend is intact. Even now, I'm not ruling out, because since the market is showing so much resilience, the trend is still up on a broader time frame. As long as this budget day low, which is near 13,660, is held, the trend is still up, and this is only consolidating. So in terms of market reading, this in spite of all the negative news about the second wave, market is only consolidating and not crashing. That is a big positive for the market as such, because last year when you saw February and March, on the first news of COVID outbreak, it started going down and then it crashed, then lower circuit and all those things happened. Of course, it happened throughout the world. Here, it is not happening throughout the world. In fact, US yesterday closed at all-time highs. SPX closed at all-time highs. Dow also, I think, closed at all-time highs. So that market is very, very strong. So maybe we might follow that. So only thing is we need a close above 4950, 4970 for the breakout above this trend line, which will be very bullish. So you need to watch out that. Otherwise, below 14,785, it might go back to consolidation. So you need to keep an eye on that. And if that happens, it might go down again to 14,550, 14,60, 660. What do the options chart say? Okay, before that, I'll look at the relative strength chart between Bank Nifty and Nifty. This is not showing too much of promise. This is strong in the sense there has been an anchor column here, but after that, it has gone sideways. So Bank Nifty might act as a villain, so to speak, in case the market goes sideways. So keep an eye on Bank Nifty unless that shows strength. If it goes above 33,200, 33,300 only, then you can say the market is out of danger. Otherwise, this can come down, and then again Nifty might go sideways, like it has happened over the last few weeks. This is also seen from the Bank Nifty 33,000 call of 12th May. There is an anchor column yesterday, but after that there was no follow through, and in fact there was a big bearish anchor column. So this, if this goes down further below 415, this will be a triple bottom sell, which will be extremely bearish. This is 33,000 call, which is almost in the money, at the money. Sorry. If you see the 33,000 put, that is again showing something. I mean, again sideways trend. Let me just refresh it. Yeah, it is the latest chart. So unless it goes above 650, till that time, Bank Nifty will remain sideways. On the options of Nifty, 14,800 call is definitely bullish, but yesterday morning it gave a big anchor column where the high was near 170, 175. So strength will be only above 14,175. And if you just do a small addition, 14,170, 14,800 call 175, we go to 14,970, and that is the breakout level. So if it closes, I mean, if this expiry is above this, then definitely we might see Nifty above that 14,970. Similar thing on the 14,800 put. This is quite bearish. There was a huge bearish anchor column yesterday, and this means that on the lower side, Nifty might be seeing buying. So it's likely to be a mixed week where Bank Nifty is not showing strength. Nifty is showing strength, but it needs to cross some critical levels, and we are at the top end of the range, which we have been talking about over the last so many weeks. So all in all, it's going to be a very interesting week. Maybe crucial. Maybe we might see a breakout this week. I'm not sure, but we need to be cautious and follow the levels, because if it doesn't break out, it might come down again, and then the whole story might be repeated. And again, everyone has eyes on the number of cases, which I think yesterday they came down from above 4 lakhs to below 4 lakhs, but that doesn't mean anything. Market knows in advance. So let's hope that market breaks out and we don't have much of a downside. So that's all from my side, Raghunath. Today, Raghunath will be talking about pyramiding in options, something which is sort of a new topic for a lot of new traders. So over to you, Raghunath.
Okay, thank you, Happy. Hello, guys. So today I'll be talking about pyramiding with options, and you might have already heard about pyramiding in stocks or pyramiding with futures. But today we'll talk about pyramiding with options and why this is helpful for traders when you're in a trending market. So this is a standard disclaimer. So pyramiding refers to adding of additional positions to an existing position in an underlying as it moves in the direction of existing trend. Okay, let's say you're in a bullish market and you're in existing position, and if you're adding one more position, if the trend is continuing, then that is called as a pyramiding. Now pyramiding can be done, as I said, in shares, in stocks, futures, or options. And there are several different strategies on how to do pyramiding in all these different instruments. In bullish markets, pyramiding means adding positions as the price continues to rise and not when price falls down. So you're adding more positions only if the trend is continuing, and if there is a correction in the trend, and if you're adding position, then that is not pyramiding. Now that will be averaging. Okay, it's exactly opposite of pyramiding. So please see this distinction. So you're adding only when the price continues in the direction of the trend. Now pyramiding allows to concentrate profits in a strongly trending environment and the underlying with minimal additional risk. And as I show you that how we can control the risk, and if there any additional risk, that will be in the form of overnight risk or in the form of more transaction costs. That is all. Now pyramiding with options. Pyramiding with options is slightly different than futures and shares because in a long option is a depreciating asset, right? A long option loses its value if the underlying doesn't move due to theta decay, right? So if you buy a long option, a long call option, let's say, and if the stock or the underlying is not moving up, then the value of that option will decrease due to theta decay, right? So it's a depreciating asset. So that is why the pyramiding with options has to be done slightly differently than what you would do with futures or with shares. The theta risk is offset only if there is a strong trending move in the underlying, right? So it has to move in our direction. If you are in a bearish position, then the market has to move down or the stock has to move down. Or if you are in a bullish position, then the stock or the market has to move up in that direction. Otherwise, we cannot offset the theta risk. Now, the pyramiding is ideal when the gamma is high. So usually the gamma is high, the Greek's gamma, right, is high in the last week of expiry and more precisely on the expiry day. Okay, so the gamma keeps increasing as we get close to expiry, and that is why we have to do this pyramiding only when there is a high gamma. So what happens when the gamma is very high? Then your delta changes very fast. So your option price will move very fast if the trend is very strong. Okay, but if you do this the same pyramiding, let's say slightly away from expiry, maybe 2-3 weeks before expiry, then you will still have that theta risk always, plus your delta doesn't move very fast. Okay, if the delta doesn't move very fast, then your option price doesn't change very fast. So you'll always have that theta risk. But when you're close to expiry, the gamma is very high, so your delta changes very fast. So your option price changes very fast. So that is why you have to do this kind of pyramiding during last week of expiry or on the expiry day. Because in the last week of expiry, we can do positional trades, and on the expiry day, we can do intraday trading using pyramiding. Now, this is ideal only in liquid option counters such as indices and large caps. Otherwise, there is you will have large impact cost or slippages. Now, before starting with pyramiding with options, you have to identify the trend. So this is not a good strategy, the pyramiding, if the market is not in a strong trend. Okay, right now the market is very sideways, so you have to look at the trend on day-to-day basis. So on one particular day, it could give very strong trend on the upside, or another particular day, it would give very strong trend on the downside. So you have to identify the trend on intraday basis or on a shorter time frame, so that you're on the right side of the trend. So now you can identify trend using many different ways. Either using price action, like moving averages, or super trend. Again, it's based on moving averages. And then you have relative strength chart indicator, and then momentum indicators, like MACD or something like that, ADX, or there are so many indicators, right? And then we have patterns in PNF and Renko charts, and we also have indicator called MAST, M-A-S-T. So you can use any of these things to identify trend on intraday basis or on a shorter time frame. So important that you identify trend. So unless there is a trend, don't do pyramiding, because otherwise you will suffer when you do pyramiding. Now there are many variations when you are doing pyramiding with options. Now depending on person to person, this can change. Okay. Now here I am showing you the strategy that I have tested. Okay. Now first step in doing pyramiding is finding your R. So R is nothing but risk. So you have to find what is your risk when you're starting with pyramiding, when you've already identified a trend. Now because this R will determine the stop loss. So how to change the stop loss in your options, that is determined by your R. Now this can be points, the number of points, or it could be a percentage change. So for example, if you want to consider the number of points as your risk, then your 1 R, in this case, that is one risk, it can be 300 points in Bank Nifty or 100 points in Bank Nifty. It's totally up to you. So depends on person to person. If you want to take very less risk, then your 1 R should be 100 points. And you are quite risk-taking person, and you want to have a wider stop loss, then your 1 R should be slightly higher. So it could be 300 points in Nifty. So now this can be varied, and it's totally up to the trader. Or it can be percentage change. Now it could be 1 R, could be 1% change in Bank Nifty, or 0.5% change. Or it could be any underlying, right? Now a 1 hour could be 100 points in Nifty or 200 points in Nifty. It's totally up to the trader. The stop loss should be 1 hour throughout pyramiding. Okay. So once you determine your R, you should not change your R, that risk. That should be absolute, 300 points or 1%, whatever that equivalent it is. Okay. So you should not change your stop loss risk that you have determined before going with pyramiding. Now, once you determine that there is a trend and you want to go with pyramiding, then you have to identify your pyramiding targets. Okay. Now, just like you have identified your what is your 1 R, okay, what is your stop loss, you have to identify the targets as to when to add the pyramid or when to do the pyramids, right? Now again here you can do pyramid for every 300 points move in Bank Nifty in the direction of that particular trend, or it could be percentage change again. Now again here the number of points can be, it's totally up to the trader. It could be 100 points, 200 points, 300 points, depending on underlying. It's totally up to you. So once you determine at what points, after how many move in the points you are going to do the pyramiding, that you have to determine before doing this pyramiding with options. Okay, so you have to identify the number of points or the percentage change in the direction of the trend. So you have to identify your 1 R, and you have to identify the pyramiding targets beforehand. Okay. Now this is how the flow would look when you are doing a pyramiding with options. So now I identified the trend. Okay. So it could be on a 5-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame. It could be totally up to you. Some trend you identified and you're confident that the market is going to make a move in that particular trend. Now we enter long options trade with 1 hour stop loss. Okay, let's say I'm entering a Bank Nifty trade with a 1 hour stop loss, which is around 300 points, for example, and I take one quantity. Okay, So here when you do long options trade, you usually enter with at the money options. Say 50 delta at the money long options. Now this could be call or this could be put depending on the trend. Let's assume this is a bullish trend. So we buy a 50 delta call at the money call, one quantity. Now I determine that 300 points move is my target for the next pyramid. So let's say Bank Nifty moved 300 points up. Then what will I do? So my first pyramid target is hit. So I close the position, the first long position, and now I enter with two lots. Okay, same at the money 50 delta call, two lots. Now remember that your 300 points is your 1 hour, right? The risk. So you keep maintaining that. So since we have two lots here, okay, now 300 points risk will become 150 points. 150 into 2. So your risk is still 1 hour. Okay, but your stop loss has narrowed down from 300 points to 150 points. So now again it moves, let's say 300 points again. Then again you close the position and enter new trade with the same 1 hour, 3 quantity. Okay. So again 50 delta call at the money, long call position. Now I have 3 quantity. So my stop loss here will be, so 300 divided by 3. It will become 100 points. So again your stop loss is narrowing down. But the absolute risk is the same, 1 hour. So again, if it moves by 300 points, then your third pyramid target is hit. Then close position and enter 50 delta call again, but with 4 quantity. Now this time, now as you can guess by now, that what will be the stop loss? 300 points divided by 4, 75 points. So that will be your stop loss for this 4 quantity. So to keep changing the stop loss according to when you enter your pyramid position. Okay. And finally, if it again moves 300 points, then you close positions. Okay. Now I will show you some variations at different time points based on whether you're going with a intraday pyramidic or a positional pyramidic. Okay. Because positional pyramidic will have overnight risk. And I will show you how to manage that risk. Now let's do a simulation, a demo on how we can achieve this. Now, so let's check where there is a strong trend to show that this pyramiding could, how this pyramiding will work. Now I identified here that this on 27th April, from 27th April, there's a strong trend. Now, don't ask me what indicator I used, how you found the trend or whatever. But just assume this is for just for a demonstration purpose. So just assume that I got a signal in the morning that there is a strong trend from previous day or whatever, that the trend is going to resume. So I will enter a long call position on 27th April. So now we'll do this in Bank Nifty. So now we are on 27th, 29th April expiry that we are going to use. Okay. Remember that we are going to do this in the last week of expiry where the gamma is very high. Okay. Now, as I said in the flow, so we have identified the trend. So now we have to enter at the money call position. So 50 delta. So 50 delta call. So here 32,300. So just let me check the. Okay, around 9:30 we start this. Let's assuming that we got signal at 9:20 or so. So 50 delta will be, so around roughly around this 32,300. So we buy one 32,300 call at 404. So now let's assume our 1 hour in this case is 300 points and our target 300 points. So if it moves to 256 plus 300, so around 556, right? Then we add the pyramid around that price. And the stop loss here will be at the beginning itself, it's already determined your stop loss. So it will be minus 300 from this. So it will be 104.65 will be your stop loss. So at the beginning itself, you are going to put your stop loss, no matter what. So the stop loss is around 7,500 in this case. Okay, 300 into 25. So it's already determined. So you don't have to do any worry about when you are going to exit and all that. Okay, so what you have to worry now is that when it moves 300 points, then you are going to do the pyramid. So I'll move by 30 minutes. So just to speed it up. And whenever it moves 300 points, we are going to add the pyramid. Okay. So it has not moved. Now, if you look at the gamma, and I will show you how this gamma is. Here it is not that high, but it's still higher than normal. So usually the gamma is around 0.004 in the beginning of when you begin at the beginning of expiry. As you get close to expiry, it's now 0.04, and on the expiry day it would be around 0.2 or 0.24, something like that. It will be very high. Okay. So now we keep moving. So it has not reached our target. So we are not going to do anything at this point of time. Okay, it's pretty close, but still not reached the target. So we'll wait and see. Still we reach that above 556 or something like that. So once that target is reached, then we are going to exit this position, and then we take two positions, two quantity of 50 delta call. Okay, now it is above that price. So now we exit this. Okay, using the current price here, the current price here 587. So we have exited this position, and then we have to buy 50 delta call, two quantity. Okay, so 50 delta call, yeah, this one. Okay, now we increase our quantity. So this is the first pyramid that we are doing, right? So now guess what will be the stop loss here? It is 398, and our R is 300 points, right? So but the quantity is 2, so 300 by 2, 150 points. So our stop loss should be 400 minus 150. So around 250 should be our stop loss, right? So you already put 150, 250 as our stop loss in the system even before beginning, right? So the next target is around 920 or something like that, so because we entered around 32,600. So above 900, we have to enter our next pyramid. And unless it hits 250 in this stop loss, we are not going to do anything. Let's leave it to the system. We don't do anything in this part. So remember that pyramiding is not a trending system or something like that. It's just a strategy where we are managing our money, a risk, a trading management strategy, basically. Okay. So still we have not reached. So at this point of time, we are you at UOD. So we can, if you are an intraday trader, you can exit at this point of time. Okay, you don't have to do anything here. And if you are a positional trader and you want to see how this goes, whether this trend is going to develop more the next day or whether it's going to continue, then you can keep continuing with this pyramiding. But what about the overnight risk, right? Because we cannot keep the stop loss overnight. So in that case, uh, one option is to buy some out of the money hedge in the form of puts, or you can convert this into a spread. Okay, for example, I have two quantity, right? This is 13,765. So I can do, what I can do is that I can do a spread strategy with 33,000 call. Okay, or even further out of the money, maybe 33,500, because I want to give room for my trade to grow. Okay, so that is one way of doing it, because if you buy hedge and if there is a volatility crash, then you might suffer on both sides, even in the calls as well as in puts. So for that reason, you can instead do the hedging by converting it into a spread, because we still have this upside movement possible in this even after doing this into a spread. Okay, so that is one way to control your overnight risk. Now here we are not doing that hedging in this case. So let's just do only pure pyramiding at this point of time and see how the positional pyramiding develops. So now again we go to by 30 minutes, and so around 600, right? So our next target is around 32,900 or something around that. So now it's above that region. So now the second pyramiding comes into picture. So here I cover or close the position at 615 rupees. Okay. So now we add three positions at this point of time, three quantity. Now just calculate in your mind what will be the stop loss. And the stronger the trend, the better your pyramiding will be. And sometimes if you, and I'll show you the result of that. So now again 50 delta call, here 33,100, close to 52 delta. So we buy three quantity. So the price is 290 and we have three quantity. So our risk is 1 hour, right? 300 points. So we divided it by three lots. So your stop loss will be 100 points. So 290 minus 100. So it will be 190, your stop loss. Okay. So this is how it looks. So your risk is already reduced. Even if something happens overnight also, it's okay. Your max loss is minus 6,500. Okay. So from here, we have to move to 3,300 or above for the next pyramid. Okay. So let's see how this goes. So the next pyramid, if that reaches, that price is reached, then we close this position and we add 4 quantity. And that is why it is important to have these targets beforehand. Like what is the gap between these targets that you want? 300 points, 200 points, 400 points. It's totally up to you. Or what one can do is that keep your stop loss, that is 1 hour, and your target gaps between the pyramids as same. Like in this case that we have done 300, 300, right? 300 is 1 hour, and the same way for every 300 point move, we are going to add a pyramid. So that is how you can devise a strategy. Now it differs from underlying to underlying. In Nifty, it might be 150 points or 100 points. So take, change the strategy accordingly. So now it's above 300, around 360, so around 300 points again, the move. So this is our third pyramid. So 428.35. So 428. Now we add 4 quantity. Now remember that pyramid doesn't work all the time. For it to work, the market also should be in your favor. And that is why it is important to know your risk beforehand. So determine your risk, and you should be happy to lose that amount beforehand, right? That you are willing to risk that much amount. If you're not willing to risk, then don't do pyramiding. Now we are doing with 4 quantity. So now the price is 250 rupees, right? Entry price. Now what will be the stop loss? 300 is our R. So 300 by 4. It will be 75 points. So 175 will be our stop loss. 250 minus 75. So 175 is your stop loss. So put the stop loss in the system. Okay. And then, so it's around 3,363, right? So the next 300 points, we are going to do our fourth pyramiding or the close position, whichever is happens. So it's pretty much close. We are reaching there. So now if you look here, now your loss has become 0. There is no loss in this particular strategy at this point of time. So it's a no risk, no loss strategy at this point of time. So now here you can do some changes to strategy at this point of time. Like, you want to make it even, to have at least some minimum profit, that instead of 0 loss, you can make it into minimum profit by converting this strategy, the pyramid strategy, into a spread. Okay. So we are pretty much, I think, should be close to our strategy now, close to our target for the fourth target. So now you already 1, 2, 3 pyramids you have done, right? So at this point of time, so you can simply hold this like this. That is one option, or close your pyramid because it's already hit your fourth target, or you can convert this into a spread, right? So we can make this into a 34,000. We sell 4 lots of 34,000 calls and make into a spread so that we have at least some minimum profit. Even if something, untoward happens in the market suddenly, you can still have that chance of having some profit on the table. Of course, another choice is to partially book profit. Like, instead of 4 quantity, you book 2 quantity. That is also a way of reducing your booking your profit. So now I made this into a spread, okay, bull call spread. Now if you see here, you have at least minimum 11,700 profit here, okay. So even if something happens, at least you're assured that you have this much profit. But on the upside, your profit can go up to 71,000. Okay. So let's see what happens if you hold it till expiry. Okay, you can see the PNL here. Or you could also decide somewhere in between that I want to book profit when it comes to 50,000 or when it comes to 60,000. Because what happens on the expiry day is that your profit can change very fast because the gamma is very high on that particular day. I will show you the gamma, how high it is. Now, if you look here, the gamma is 0.28, 0.28. So it's very high. So divide by 4 and then you get by 4. But it's very high gamma, which means the price, the option price can change very fast on the upside as well as on the downside. Just now, right, see, 60,000. So let's say you want to book your profit here. You could book your profit here. Or you can wait till you get your 70,000. It's totally up to you. If you are more greedy, you should also be ready that if market goes down, that you are going to lose this profit. Or you can reduce your position as well here as well. Make it reduce the spread by 2 to take off a 50% position. So now see, as suddenly the market went down and your 60,000 to 36,000 profit. So these things happen on the expiry day. So that is why you have to be very nimble on that particular day and have stop loss always in the system. Okay. So let's see till expiry what happens. So as you can see, the progression of your PNL 36, 41, and it also went to 29. So now as you can see that as we discussed many different points. So you can book your profit, you can close your whole position. That is one way, and you can reduce your position by 50%, or you can make it into a bull call spread, and then even after doing bull call spread, and if you're in profit, you can reduce positions there as well. So you have multiple choices there on how to handle this pyramiding. So now again we are at 52,000 PNL. So it gave choice to you at multiple positions, and you could do in whichever way you wanted to exit this position. You have multiple choices. So that is what I wanted to highlight here. Maybe any questions here?
I think it was pretty self-explanatory and something definitely new for a lot of people, and it will help in riding the trend. I mean, in the sense, there is no point in holding the option if it is way in the money. After that, what needs to be done, that is something which will be very helpful for people.
Yes, exactly. And then I'll also show you, like if you were to hold only the one call position, for example, the first one, for example, here, it's around 1,000 points, right? 1,004 points. So 1,040 points. So around 1,000 into 25. So 25,000 would be your profit with this strategy, only long call option. But because of pyramiding and before the spread, when we entered the spread, it was around 44,000. So it's almost
Right.
doubled your profit.
Yeah,
And
only
after doing
question.
spread, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So after the spread, you went up to 60,000. So if the trend is strong, you could actually double or triple your profits than just by holding the long position.
Yeah, only question is what if the trend does not last? I mean, what is happening for the last 2-3 months? I mean, sudden change in the trend, just 2 days trend, 1 day trend,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, then there will be problem.
Yeah. So so that's why we always have the stop loss in the system at all the
Yeah, right.
time points. So if you are doing
Right.
intraday, there is no overnight risk. And if you don't want to take overnight risk or what, of course, these are already long positions, first of all. So you
Yeah.
don't have the risk like that of option selling. But if you want to reduce that risk as well in the long options, you can simply convert into a spread uh, if you want to have this positional position, pyramiding position.
Right.
You convert into a bull call spread, and that is it.
Yes.
So
So
that
that
way
bull
you're
call spread will
covered
be
at
only for overnight, right? I mean, once you see that
yeah,
there is
overnight.
no big, yeah,
Yes, overnight if you don't want to take over risk. And also this is after the third pyramid. And after the third pyramid, if you have hit already your target, then at
Hmm.
that point of you have three choices. One, close the position, and then two, you convert into a spread, or three, you can reduce even book 50% profit.
Right.
So you have multiple choice to do whatever you want to do after hitting your target. After
Yeah,
the
right.
third pyramid.
Yeah, because
So
Bank
yeah,
Nifty, I mean, let's say at least 2-3 times in a year, it gives this kind of crazy trends of sometimes even 2,000 points, right?
yeah, it can give 2,000, three
Yeah.
thousand points. It can give, and it can be same with Nifty because now lot size is 75. So
Yeah,
we
right.
could do with smaller points like 100 points or 50 points, something
Correct,
like that.
correct.
So this is for people who do trend trading at smaller time frames. Now, as I said, you could use any, for example, in PNF, this would be very good, like, doing with Must, for example, or Super Trend, or you have,
Ah,
anchor column and follow through, for example, or triple top buy or double top buy. And you can do on both sides also, but for
yeah,
bearish positions as well as bullish positions.
correct.
Yeah.
Of course, this can't be done in weekly, right? It should be done, I mean, better to do
Yeah,
it
you
on
can do
monthly.
you can do in weekly also
Yeah,
because
no, I mean, is it better to do on monthly or a bit safer? That's what I said.
no,
Meant.
I wouldn't say there is any particular advantage or disadvantage in doing weekly because in weekly, I mean, you can because you have 4 weeks in a month, so
Hmm.
if you could do continuously with weeklies, but in monthly
Yeah,
you get
right.
option only in the last week of expiry.
Yeah, right.
So in weekly, you have the option if you find a trend, you can simply go with weekly options.
No, only question is, let's say we get a trend in the first week of the month, so we do weekly options for the first Thursday, and the
Yes,
trend continues. So on
yes,
Thursday, in any case, those options will expire. So you'll have to roll over to the next week, or the second week.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, fine.
So please leave us suggestions and feedback, and please spread the word around, like our videos, subscribe so that you get videos like this as AP has suggested. So see you next week.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
see you. Bye. Let's hope we get some good news on COVID front in the coming week. It's getting
Yeah,
too much now. Too much of negativity in that sense.
yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.